Razor's Edge is Team Ninja's tacit apology to longtime fans of the unprecedented hack-and-slash franchise who were disappointed by the less-than-stellar Ninja Gaiden 3. In their attempts to quell criticisms of their atavistic approach to game design in the previous century, Team Ninja decided to revamp the functional, yet mostly inadequate Ninja Gaiden 3 by reintroducing gameplay elements of previous installments such as delimbing, weapon upgrades, and charged UTs. These elements, when assimilated with the revamped steel on bone mechanic, make for a far more focused and gratifying experience overall, successfully creating a title worthy of the Ninja Gaiden name. Following series protagonist Ryu Hayabusa on his quest to prevent the world's destruction at the hands of the Region of the Mask, Razor's Edge's story will come as no surprise to anyone who has played through Ninja Gaiden 3. Despite featuring the best story in the Ninja Gaiden series, Razor's Edge does little with the themes that it propounds. Initially, Ryu Hayabusa's nebulous moral compass is asserted as the tale's primary paradigm, setting up a character study of sorts that could have revealed fascinating characteristics of Ryu's schema. Learning more about how this character can justify slaughtering scores of individuals whilst retaining his veneration for the sanctity of life would have made for a thrilling deconstruction of the intriguing Dragon Ninja. Instead, we are treated to a convoluted plot revolving more so around the rebirth of a goddess rather than the facets of Ryu's psychology, leaving the story with much to be desired. Obviously, Ninja Gaiden has never been known for its riveting storytelling, but it is readily apparent that the story was a primary focus of this title. It's sad to see so much potential exhausted for the free reins of frivolity, but all in all the story is about what you'd expect from the series. Despite leaving the haphazard writing untouched, Razor's Edge has completely overhauled the gameplay mechanics of Ninja Gaiden 3, successfully expunging the pervasively hollow feel of that title. The nebulous steel on bone mechanic introduced in 3 now works as a counter for grab attacks, adding a new layer of strategy to the various combat scenarios players will find themselves in. Enemies who were once immune to attack during their throw animations are made vulnerable to Ryu's rage through Steel on Bone's repurposing. It is intensely satisfying to chain Steel on Bone attacks, especially now that Dismemberment has made its triumphant return to the series. Limbs, torsos, and heads will decorate the many locales that Ryu visits on his quest, including London, the Arctic, and Hayabusa Village. However, enemies will no longer shy away from Ryu after being amputated by his sword, delivering on the intensity that was sorely missing from Ninja Gaiden 3's tedious gauntlets. Players are given plenty of tools to dispose of adversaries, however specific enemies such as the Alchemist effectively expose Razor's Edge as an extension of Ninja Gaiden 3's faulty contingencies. You will often find certain enemy types activating invincibility frames amidst combos even while attacks are connecting with their bodies, prompting you to fall back on charged UTs, Nimpo, or a single combo that given enemy may be susceptible to. This in turn reveals the artifice with which Razor's Edge's challenge has been constructed. Your sense of accomplishment is severely afflicted when enemies can only be circumvented through means that don't feel entirely satisfying. Bosses in particular are guilty of exploiting invincibility frames to turn the tide of battle in their favor, making certain encounters feel cheap, luck-based, and unremarkable as a result. Exacerbating this already glaring issue is the presence of slowdown and Ryu's sluggish reaction time amidst certain combos. It's frustrating to watch enemies buffer their attacks knowing that you can't evade because your animation has yet to complete. And of course, the presence of slowdown leads to drop button inputs, which may or may not cause unwarranted damage to you, the player. Even so, the delayed reaction time and slowdown aren't as pernicious as they once were, and can be managed relatively well through quick reflexes and fortitude. In spite of its flaws, however, Razor's Edge successfully manages to deliver a far more gripping and visceral experience than its predecessor, re-establishing the franchise as one of the juggernauts of the hack-and-slash genre. Improving upon the anemic gameplay that Ninja Gaiden 3 had to offer, Razor's Edge marks a return to form with more responsive controls, charged ultimate techniques, boss life bars, which was the most quizzical detraction from Ninja Gaiden 3, and last but not least, broad weapon variety. Razor's Edge features 6 upgradable weapons for Ryu to wield. Each weapon can be upgraded 3 times, and Ryu himself can even learn new abilities such as Eagle Eye, which allows him to target enemies while airborne, and Meditate, which allows him to heal at the expense of magic power. Slaughtering scores of enemies with returning weapons like Lunar and Kusari Gamma is as pleasing as it's ever been. The kinesthetic feedback of each slash is unmatched and truly does feel like tearing through the skin, muscle, and bone of your many adversaries. In addition to the new weapons and actions, Razor's Edge also marks the return of alternate playable characters which include series regulars Ayane, Momiji, and the introduction of Dead or Alive poster girl Kasumi. Each of the heroines has their own kinesthetic feel and wield distinct enough weapons to entice players to play through the campaign multiple times with Chapter Challenge mode, increasing this title's already impressive replay value. There's plenty of incentive to replay the game multiple times due to higher difficulties to complete, golden scarabs to collect, silver skull challenges to perfect, and costumes to unlock. Razor's Edge also features a more expansive incarnation of Shadows of the World, which was Ninja Gaiden 3's online component, consisting of Clan Battle Mode, or Team Deathmatch, and Ninja Trials Mode, a co-op experience which can be tackled with your own unique ninja, or with one of the series' protagonists. Trials Mode is still unbalanced for those who want to complete it solo, but it's a far more rewarding experience in the long run due in large part to the refined combat system. However, Clan Battle still feels unsatisfying and unnecessary, and again the online community for Clan Battle is almost non-existent. All in all, Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge successfully resuscitates the ailing franchise from the cusp of mediocrity, restoring the veritable design elements that made the previous title so revered, whilst refining the ambiguous game mechanics introduced in NG3, make for a distinct title that feels like a true successor to the Ninja Gaiden franchise. However, the homogenization of these elements isn't entirely successful due in large part to the inherent blemishes that exist within Ninja Gaiden 3's DNA. This isn't to say that Razor's Edge isn't a good game, but it is to say that it's held back due in large part to the faulty foundations that it shares with its progenitor, and because of that I will be awarding Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge a 7.5 out of 10. If you're a fan of the Ninja Gaiden franchise, this game is definitely worthy of your time and money. There's plenty of fun to be had with the returning weapons, new characters, chapters, and refined combat system. However, you should be cognizant of the fact that this title is an extension of the intensely flawed Ninja Gaiden 3, and is encumbered by some of its issues. This title definitely gives me hope for the future of this franchise. If Team Ninja continues to shift its paradigm away from the casual market by again focusing on intense and visceral action, I'm sure that Ninja Gaiden 4 will be the true return to form that all of us are waiting for. With that said, I hope that you all enjoyed my review of Ninja Gaiden 3's Razor's Edge. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to hear from you all in my next one.